Well, imagine that. It's a brand new day. Welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen, and this is a part 2 to a Christmas baking video with me. So if you haven't seen the first one, I will link that down below so that you can see the first part of this video. But today I am going to try my hardest to get the maple brown sugar cookies made, the slow cooker candy made, maybe a couple other things. We'll see how the day goes. It's a busy Friday, not the Friday before Christmas, but the Friday before Christmas, not to confuse you. And we've got a lot going on. Need to get haircuts, need to get some editing done. I've got one of my nephews spending the night tonight. So play practice at church, just lots and lots of things going on this busy time of year. But I needed chopped pecans for the maple brown sugar cookies, and I sat down to chop all those pecans, you know, that we've been working on. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. So I'm at Food Line, gonna run in here and pick up a bag of chopped pecans, and I will see you back at the house and we'll get part 2 started. All right, we're back home, but it is several hours later. It's after 3 o'clock now. I did come home this morning with every intention of starting the cookies, starting the slow cooker candy, but we had our generator wired into our house today, and I just didn't even think about the fact that they were gonna have to be working with the power and that I wouldn't be able to use things in the home for an extended period of time. So that has delayed me a little bit. But I am gonna try to go ahead and get the slow cooker candy going. It will need to cook for a couple of hours, and I'm gonna try to start on the cookie dough because it has to be chilled anyway. So I can go ahead and start on that, chill it, and then if we don't get to making cookies till tomorrow, that's okay. But at least I will have the process started. So Tim has taken out to get his haircut, and I think I'll have a baby here within the next hour and a half or so. That's gonna be staying with us tonight. So I've got a little window of time to do this. So I'm gonna stop talking and start working. This is so easy, y'all. The slow cooker candy is so easy. And this year I'm going to deviate from the original recipe a little bit. One thing is because I don't have German chocolate. So we're gonna use what we have. What I do have is dark chocolate. And I saw that you could use that as a substitute. So I'm gonna do a dark chocolate in there. I'm also gonna add some peanut butter to it this year. So I will try to remember these steps. When I type this recipe out in the description box below, I'll make sure that I note all of the changes. It will end up being my original recipe. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're gonna add is dry roasted peanuts. Now I have the unsalted. We're gonna do 2 of these. That's 2 pounds. But our recipe calls for salted. So I'm just going to add a little salt in there. All you do is just pour your peanuts in. I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt to that. All right, next I'm just gonna add the rest of my jar. I believe this is probably close to 1 cup. This is a wide mouth jar. It might be 3/4 of a cup. That's dark chocolate. The original recipe called for the German chocolate, and it was only 4 ounces, so that should be plenty. And then we're going to add in 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I had some mini chocolate chips I need to use up, so that's in there as well. Next, I'm gonna add about 2 pounds of almond bark. Now, I went ahead and cut mine into squares. I think it just melts a little bit better when you do that. Just gonna get that over the top. I have never tried to add peanut butter to this, but I've seen in recipes that you can. So I'm gonna add what we have left in this jar. You could probably add up to about 1 cup or 1.5 cups of peanut butter. This is probably going to be, this may not even be 1/2 cup. And I may just go downstairs and get more, because we wanna be able to taste that peanut butter. All right, I decided to run downstairs and grab some more peanut butter. So we'll just make this a good cup in here. The thing about those peanuts being on the bottom is that they are going to roast and cook on the bottom. Now, I have made this recipe in other slow cookers, and let it cook too long, and it burned a little bit on the bottom. So I would not let it go past 2 hours without stirring it. So at the 2 hour mark, we're gonna stir it. Normally it's done by then, but you know, don't let it go past 2 hours for sure. All right, that's all we're gonna do. Put our lid on. And we are going to set our slow cooker on low and let that cook for 2 hours. Now, while we have our slow cooker candy going, I am going to attempt to make these maple brown sugar cookies. And I'm just looking over the recipes just to make sure that we have everything before we get started. So all-purpose flour, baking soda, salt, unsalted butter, brown sugar, egg, maple syrup. We should have a 1/3 cup of that. The pure vanilla extract, maple extract, we do have that. I went ahead and got the pre-chopped pecans from the store. And then we have everything for our maple icing. Now, don't think we have to make the icing until after we bake our cookies. Let's see. You have to cover and chill these, or you have to cover and chill the dough for 2 hours or up to 3 to 4 days. So they'll be okay, you know, if we go ahead and make up the dough and then we let them sit for a little while. Yeah, we don't have to make the icing until after till the cookies are in the oven, because it doesn't have to go on until after the cookies. Okay, so we just need to get our dough made. So we can also freeze our cookie dough, which is what we might end up doing. Still thinking on that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I think that we've got time to put our cookie dough together. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done. And then we'll see how our time looks. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started on these maple brown sugar cookies. The first thing we wanna do is, got all our ingredients measured out. And I'm gonna take 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, and I did spoon this and level it off, because that's what the recipe said to do. I'm gonna add this to a separate bowl from our mixer, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to this. Going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we'll get this all mixed together, and we're going to just sit this aside because now we're going to work on our butter mixture. So in our mixer, we're going to combine 1 stick, or this is 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, and we're going to get this creamed together with 1 cup of packed brown sugar. I did go ahead and soften that butter a little bit. We're going to do this on medium speed for about 1 to 2 minutes, it says, until we have a smooth texture. All right, I think that looks pretty good. We're going to stop it. We're going to add 1 egg that we've let come to room temperature. And we're going to beat this on high for about 30 seconds. Now we're going to add in 1/3 cup of pure maple syrup. This is some of that maple syrup that my parents brought me back from Pennsylvania. It's actually Vermont maple syrup, and I have been really hanging on to it and savoring it for, I don't know, it's been since June, I think, that I've had it. We're almost coming to the end of it, so I will definitely miss my maple syrup. We're also going to add 1 teaspoon of our pure vanilla extract. Okay, now we're going to add a teaspoon of maple extract. It smells so good. I don't recall ever using maple extract in a recipe, so that's a new one for me. Get that mixed in. All right, now we're gonna start adding our adding our dry ingredients into our mix. I think I'll just do half at a time. pecans in. This is 1 cup of chopped pecans. Pecans, I don't know why I'm saying pecans lately. Pecans is what I've always said. Someone is getting in my head, apparently. Yum. That dough smells so good. All right, that looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this. I need to wrap this up and get it in the refrigerator to chill, but this is what the dough looks like, and Ella had a little piece of it. Is it good? It smells amazing. I can smell all that brown sugar and the maple. I cannot wait to try these. All right, it's been 2 hours. We're gonna go ahead and stir this chocolatey peanut buttery goodness. Now it's time to get our chocolate out onto wax paper. And you have to work quickly with this because as your chocolate cools, it will begin to harden. And so we're just going to go ahead and get all of these measured out. I'm using a teaspoon scoop here, and this makes probably somewhere between 70 and 80 little chocolate clusters. This candy is definitely one of my favorite things to give as gifts every year to my friends and family at Christmas. And I even got little Chaden in the kitchen some. Isn't he so cute with his new glasses? Watching me work must have worn him out though, because soon he was fast asleep. All right, now that our maple brown sugar cookie dough has been chilling in the fridge, it's time to go ahead and get these cookies rolled out and baked. Now I'm gonna bake a few of them just for us to enjoy right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and roll some out and freeze them. I'll show you how I do that, and then we'll have these for later on closer to Christmas. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these into my oven. I've already preheated it at 350 degrees. We're going to bake these for about 12 to 13 minutes, just until our edges are lightly brown. All right, I'm going to get these in the freezer, and we'll enjoy those a little bit later. They got moved around a little bit when I moved them to a smaller tray, but we'll freeze these probably just for a few days, if even that long, and then we'll have some that we can enjoy closer to Christmas. Check our cookies. Our recipe said when they were lightly browned on the sides, and I think we are there. They look pretty good. So we're going to let those cool, and then we'll come back later and we'll make the icing to drizzle on top. Now it's time to make our delicious maple icing that we're going to drizzle over the cookies. So the first thing we're going to do is melt 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in our saucepan over just a low to medium heat. I'm adding 1/3 cup of pure maple syrup to that, And I'm just going to get this melted completely on the stovetop, and then we're going to transfer it to our counter to add the rest of our ingredients. Now that our butter and syrup are melted through, it's time to add 1 cup of sifted powdered sugar. And then to this, I'm going to add a pinch of salt. It has been a busy weekend, so I'm just now picking up the phone again to record this outro. I hope that you all are having an amazing holiday. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. This is Christmas week that we're heading into. We absolutely loved the maple brown sugar cookies. Probably one of my favorite cookies that I have made recently. I think the whole family agreed that they were delicious, something that we'll probably continue to make. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.